Hi Gemini, and welcome to your 2015 March Taroscope reading with me. I trust that wherever you are viewing this from around the world, you have had a safe and happy beginning to 2015. We'll be doing 4 cards for this reading. The first will be relationships and or romance. The second will be finances. The third will be health, and the fourth is career. And then at the end of the reading we will do a little bit of something different just to add some variety more than anything else. So there we are, Gemini. Let's see what you are going to be receiving for the month of March. The 5 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the 10 of Swords. So if we look at the first card, as in relationships and romances, we see that this might be a time of contemplation. I'll just move these along a little bit this way so that you can view them all. This might be a time of contemplation. So we see this as a period of possibly introspection or contemplating various aspects of relationships in your life. And I always say to people, remember that relationships are not just about romantic relationships, but they can be your family, siblings, work colleagues, neighbours, anything. So there feels as if there's a period of some sort of contemplative or communicative even thought process going on with you. You may wish to get into dialogue with someone to see if you could resolve any little issues that are cropping up, which could be a good way of dealing with things. It may also be that you feel a degree of sadness around some of your relationships. It might be that someone is moving away for some reason, whether it's their job or that they're travelling overseas for a while and that you might be missing them. There's the feeling of that with this card as well. And I think if you were contemplating looking for new romance at the moment, perhaps your head just isn't necessarily in the right space, because you could be thinking about past relationships a little bit more, or you're looking at something here that appears to not be standing up the way you thought it was anymore, and so you might be focusing on that. Whereas you've still got plenty around you and you've still got support and other people in your life, but you may be not focusing on them. So if someone new came in, you perhaps wouldn't be in the right headspace to notice everything that they might be able to offer. So I'm not sure that March for you is going to be a time of necessarily finding new relationships. It seems more about thinking about your old ones or other people around you that you might be wanting to fix things up with, or talk to, or reminisce about, or resolve certain issues. If we move on here to the second card, which is the finances card, and Pentacles are known as the financial cards anyhow, and she is one of the key players of the finances, so it's a particularly good card to get for yourself. She's opulent, she exudes finances and wealth and creativity and happiness, and in fact often the message with this card is, if you're feeling this type of energy around you, now could be quite a good time to go and enjoy your money. Actually, you've worked hard for it, or you've been given it, or it's turned up in your lap for some reason at this time, so now might be a good time to just go out and enjoy it. We all work relatively hard to get the things that we want in life, and sometimes we squirrel everything away to save for a rainy day, but sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes we need to reap the rewards of our hard work and our accolades, and when things are going positively. So it feels as if this Pentacles card is saying that for you. It also insinuates it's a time of money coming in and that flow should be working fairly well. However, your whole reading has a feeling of up and down about it, almost like a wave pattern. It feels as if parts of March might be going to be giving off this real positive, bubbly glow, and then other parts of March are more slow and sort of contemplative and quiet. And we come to this card here, the Hanged Man, which is your only major arcana card, and it's around the area of your health. So whenever a major arcana turns up, and whatever area it's addressing, it tends to have a more poignant or a more specific message that it wants to get across to you. And because yours is in the health sector, it's almost as if sometime in March you're going to really connect at some point with something around your health. Now, the Hanged Man is quite a spiritual card. We see a lot of energy coming in here around the head. So I can also contemplate that there may be blockages around this area for you. So you may need to do some chakra balancing to reinstigate energy flow. Some of you may be suffering from headaches or neck pain or back pain. You know, when you stop that creative flow from the top of your mind or your spiritual essence, which is coming through here, and it doesn't allow that whole flow through your body, sometimes we stagnate a bit. We can stagnate emotionally or physically or creativity wise. So there might be a time in March when you actually look at your health and you decide to change something that you've been doing, because he often is taking time out from something. So if you've been going down a particular pathway or doing a particular pattern regards your health, you might suddenly go, no, this just isn't working at the moment, I'm going to change it. Now, who would know what perspective that could be or what paradigm that might be in, but there is a possibility that that could happen. And as I say, there might be some valid reason to do some sort of energy clearance or to balance that chakra up around your head. Also, your communication is in your head and throat chakra, so maybe there's something about communication that needs to be opened up and voiced more freely as well. Other than that, I'm not sure that the Hanged Man has any major specifics regards health, probably just requiring perhaps a little bit of quiet time, and I guess it's matching with this card a bit and also maybe with this card. So it might pay to slow down a bit in March, it might pay to be a bit contemplative, which seems to be going on, maybe spend a bit of time meditating, make sure you're getting enough rest, and yeah, make sure that any bones are if you've got any bones out of place, go to an osteopath or a chiropractor or something like that as well. Now we come to the career card and we see the Ten of Swords. Some of you may even be in a situation at work where you feel as though someone's had a bit of a go at you, and you might go, God, you know, what's that all about? Where did that come from? Why are those people on my back, literally? If that's the case, you may want to talk about it and you may want to resolve it in the best, most possible way. Some of you may even be thinking of leaving a job, or you may be about to leave your job. Now that seems interesting. Again, as I say, the up and down business with the finances. Sometimes when we're referring to this in career capacity, then you may leave a job and you may be unemployed even for a while, because you may go, oh, I've had enough of this job, I'm just leaving. So therefore that would make me think that your finances would then be a little bit tighter. But you see, as I say, from the beginning, I'm getting this up and down feeling for you in March. I'm not entirely sure where this card is actually falling in necessarily with your career options. I think one of the other messages is, if at work you aren't feeling particularly happy in a situation, or you're not actually enjoying your job that well, it pays to not focus on the negatives. It pays to look at the positives and look at a path forward. So if you think, okay, I'm not happy here, then sure, look around and see if you can find yourself a new job. If you feel that someone's given you a pain in the back, you know, there's no point plotting revenge or seeking to stab them back, is there? Because two wrongs don't make a right. So I think it would pay in March to just let things go. If you can communicate, as we said a little bit earlier about this possible throat communication thing in here, maybe that will work, but it has to be done in the right way. So not just sort of really rushing out and lashing out at someone. That's not going to be very productive at all. So there we are, Gemini. You have an interesting reading. It's certainly, if we look at the coloration of the cards, we see a little bit of grey, which to me often refers to just being a bit calmer and being a bit more in a quieter space with oneself. We definitely see this positive pentacles or financial situation here. The other thing that this finances card can refer to is that this can be a specific woman. So somehow this woman may play a part in your life that offers you some positive perspective around your finances. Now, she could be associated with your employment or your career, or she could be someone you know that is supportive in one way or another with your finances. So anyhow, we will finish that off as the first part of the reading, and now we will look at the second half, and we're going to use the goddess cards for that. So what I'm suggesting to everyone is, if there's a particular instance or something in your life that you would like a little bit of clarity with and some sort of resolution and moving forward, to pick that out now and sort of format it into a question, and then we're going to select one card, and that is going to be able to help to give you a direction and moving forward around this particular issue that you would like some help with. So let's see, Gemini, what energy or goddess energy you are going to receive for the month of March. Ishel, medicine woman, you are a channel for divine healing power. Now that's really interesting, because I talked quite a little bit in your reading with the tarot cards about some sort of contemplative and healing perhaps around your whole head area or your neck or your communication point. So I think there is definitely a message in here for you regards the question that you asked. It may have something to do with some form of communication or allowing a healing to take place, whether it be in relationships or whether it be with yourself, enabling you to move forward. So I'm also going to have a little look in the book and see what other deeper messages or meanings might be there for us. Okay, so I'll just read a little bit out for you here. Commanding power is not the same as demanding it. Demanding comes from a childlike place akin to a tantrum based upon fear that it might be withheld. Commanding is based upon the sure and steady knowledge that you are part of the Great Spirit's grace and wisdom. You are a lightning rod that can conduct the power. Simply connect to the power through unyielding clarity of your thought processes. Don't waver for a moment in your sure and steady decision to be a conduit of the power that already resides within you. Connect to the even bigger source and allow it to amplify your natural power. In this way you're a steady connector to the infinite, and it allows you to connect through to whoever you're healing, whether this be yourself or someone else or a situation. You're being healed, the situation and or that you're questioning is being healed. Honour your healing knowledge and abilities and learn about healing. So I get the real big message for you guys for March, that there's something around you, that there's some sort of little block going on, and that with the free flow of energy, a whole lot of new flow and creativity will come in for you. So there's no doubt there that that's a nice, quite powerful, special message for you there, Gemini. So thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate that you do, and I love that you follow me. I enjoy all of your comments, and I read them all, and when I get time I answer them all back as well. If you want to uplift a private reading with me, feel free to do so. I do video links, and they're all individual, because no two people are the same on the planet, so no two readings are the same. Anyhow, I wish you all a very happy March. Be safe, guys. Much aroha and kia kaha.